Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Lady Nick, and you've tuned in to Chief Artisan Thursday. This evening, I'm in the studio with.
Marc Moran.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Nick.
How's it going this evening?
Fine, and you?
Good. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to our TOC Town people and our Team One blogosphere?
Okay. My name is Marc Moran. I'm a graphic artist, and I have a business called Overcomer Creations, and I specialize in various forms of artwork, anything from cartooning to portraits to logo designs. So a lot of different formats of graphic arts and illustration.
Now, where did this journey begin?
Well, it kind of was just kind of complex. It began in high school, or maybe in grammar school. I just kept drawing and drawing, and started out drawing Speed Racer when I was in grammar school. Then it went to drawing Spider-Man when I was in high school, and then I just kept drawing. Went to college and majored in illustration. And as the years went by, just kept drawing and doing it as a business. I've done a lot of portraits, logo designs from anything from small businesses, churches, entrepreneurs, a lot of people. So I've done a variety of artwork over the years. So the journey kind of had its origins back when I say when I was in grammar school.
Okay. Well, one of the things we're focusing on this month, or pretty much this season, is heart health and saying thank you to people that have motivated us and definitely have had a part in the direction in where our professional lives have gone. Do you have someone in mind that you'd like to say thank you for?
Well, let's see. Well, I would say I can't say just one individual person that has really motivated me. There's been many individuals. I remember when I first started working full time after I graduated from college, and I had a couple of managers that really pushed me by giving me a lot of assignments, and they encouraged me to do well in those assignments. And that's when I was doing drafting right out of high school. I mean, right out of college. And they gave me some tasks which were pretty challenging, but they just encouraged me to keep on going with it. And they have faith that I can get the job done. So I would say those two managers really had a motivating impact on me, on my life back then. And it's just something I continue to encourage others as well.
Awesome. Well, one thing that we do emphasize is motivating and inspiring other small business owner. I've known you for a bit of time now, but let our listeners know a little bit what motivates you to keep going as far as a small business is concerned. Like, how did you get started? Sort of kind of along the way, were there times that you wanted to give up and quit? And how did you get yourself back on track?
Uh, well, I say I always want to stay creative, and that's the main thing. Just continue to stay creative with different types of artwork, different types of projects, and by keeping myself busy by learning new types of creative ideas, it just keeps the creative juices flowing. And I used to do primarily all my artwork by hand, and then when computers started coming out, I had to start learning about Photoshop and Adobe Photoshop, I mean Adobe Illustrator, Photoshop, and all the other computer-oriented forms of graphic arts, and that was pretty challenging, going from handheld artwork to doing something on the computer. But I just kept pressing on, trying to learn more and more, and just take my time and take baby steps to learn the new process for doing computer artwork. So that's something that was challenging. So I would say the main thing is I just continue to strive to be creative and learn new things, and not just stay in one area. So the more and more I stay creative, the more ideas just keep coming through, and let people know that hey, I can do this type of artwork or do that type of artwork. So the juices of creativity just continue to flow and flow, and that's the main thing how I keep going.
Yeah, so you remain pretty versatile. Because I know that you have a comic book, out there. So let's talk about that journey, and the characters that you've managed to create as a result of the gift that you have.
Sure, I did a graphic novel entitled Conqueror and Conquerors, and that's a graphic novel about two teenage superheroes, and they have the Christian faith that they rely on to get them through all their adventures, all their battles and trials and tribulations as not only as teenagers but also as superheroes. So their faith gets them through their adventures, and I wanted to do a story which was inspiring and uplifting, but also full of action and adventure. And when I embarked on that, I had to make sure I had a lot of elements for a script, which made sense, and had the right elements for emotion and humor in the story. So that kind of stretched me as far as just being an artist, but also being a writer. So I had to put on my writer cap,
Yeah,
and
because I'm thinking, I apologize while I was talking because I'm thinking like if you had to speak to a younger Mark, who was back in that high school or even elementary stage, how would you advise him to get started as far as not just in business, but, how do they collect as an artist? It's hard for, them to collect their thoughts administratively to keep them organized. How do you keep organized and, on task? Because a comic book is not, an easy, thing to pull together.
right, I would say use a lot of post-it notepads. I've got post-it notepads all over the place. And back before there were post-it notepads, I would use index cards. And I used those as constant reminders to jot down new ideas. There may be times I may be on the train or walking down the street and I see a building or something. I'm like, oh, I want to use that building in a comic book or in a piece of artwork. And just by gathering any little thing of creativity, whether you in the park or riding in a car, trying to capture it. And now everybody got smartphones. You can just take a quick picture of it. So trying to capture any creative idea that comes to mind and jotting it down and making notes of it and filing that information. I want to give just one example. When I was walking down Michigan Avenue, and there was this building, the Prudential Building. It's this new building that has a pointed tip to it, and it kind of has like a pyramid shape like the pyramids. And I was walking down the street and I saw that. I'm like, wow, that's a very cool looking building. I'd like to use that one day. So years later, when I was doing the comic book, I thought about that building. I said, yeah, I can put that building in the comic book. So I, went on the internet, got some pictures how the building looks, and drew the building out and put it in the comic book. So that there's an example as to continue to stay creative and jot down any creative idea because you don't know when you want to use it, and also if an inspiring thought comes to mind to try something out, or you may get some information on a particular website or a particular service or something, jot it down on a post-it notepad. Again, I got post-it notepads all over my office with constant reminders, constant sketches. I may get a sketch idea or something, and I just got to jot it down right there in the moment so I won't lose it, and put on the post-it notepad and save it for later. So that's one good means to just continue to stay focused on going forward and keeping notes and plenty of information handy because just a little bitty sketch can inspire you to do something.
That's true. That's true. Did you ever have any formal schooling, or this is pretty much on your own? And how, if no formal schooling, then how were you guided, educationally? The internet is a big place, specifically, what would you recommend an artist, to go to which sites or which schools?
I did have formal schooling. After high school, I went to Columbia College and majored in illustration at Columbia. So that was my formal schooling. And I had to learn more about perspective, composition, lighting, and a lot of the forms of art that enhanced the artistic talent that God already gave me. So I just used that, and He blessed me with a way to get formal training, and that's what I had after I got out of high school. And if I were to recommend, I would recommend Columbia College and also the Art Institute. Those are good schools, and also there's the American Academy of Art and uh, the American Institute of Art. They're all in Chicago, and they're fine schools, great schools to go to.
Now, do you have a favorite quote for us?
A favorite quote? Well, I got many favorite quotes.
Well,
They're
give
kind of
us a
similar.
few. Don't
They're
be
kind of
stingy.
they're kind of similar. And this first one is probably gonna make you laugh. This was actually a quote. I think it's from I think the guy's Tone Loc.
Okay. Wow,
He-
that's a blast from the past.
yeah, and he just says, I think it's out of song chart. Let's do it. And I just like that quote. Let's do it.
Hmm.
Similar to Nike's "Just Do It," but
Right.
like let's do it.
But it sounds a
Another,
little better coming from Tone Loc, I think.
yeah. And there's another one I like called "Keep On Going to the End." It's just talks about not giving up. Just keep pressing on, keep fighting. So keep on going to the end. Also, another one is similar to it. It's called "Let's See What the End Will Be." So I like that one
That's
too.
interesting. It gives you sort of kind of like an anticipation of there's more than what you're currently experiencing. So, just hold out. There's more, to the story.
Right, looking beyond your current chapter because there are other chapters awaiting.
Now, now that I'm a certified travel agent, I've asked this of all my other small business owners. You have an unlimited budget, you have an unlimited amount of time. Where would you go, and what do you think your purpose would be?
Let's see. I don't know. I've been to California, New York, and other places. I would like to go see those places, but see those places again. But thinking maybe Washington because I've never been there, so that's probably one place I'd like to go see.
Why Washington?
Well, it's so much history there, and so many sights to see, and being in the field of comic books and movies and everything. There's so many pictures and scenes of the White House and Washington Monument and the Capitol with the spaceships and everything in the background. So I like to go see that in person. Not only just for the fact I've seen it in a lot of forms of art, but so much history there, the history of our country. So I like to go see that one day. So
Awesome.
that's on my list. And I've been saying, hey, just go ahead and make plans. So I haven't got around to it yet, but
Well, maybe I might be able to help you with that now. You see. But one more question I have for you is that did you have someone that mentored you through this process, or I know you thanked some people before, but certain small business owners have been telling me that you need to get a mentor, when you're starting out and needing direction in your life. What would you recommend in that perspective?
well, I haven't had like a mentor, someone one on one, that encouraged me as far as a small business. However, I've been in contact with a lot of other entrepreneurs, and I saw the drive and the determination that they had to keep pressing on and going forward, and that's something that inspired me. So if you can't find somebody who can give you words of encouragement or mentoring one on one, be around positive people, be around people who are to continue to go forward in what they're doing. I've attended a lot of comic book conventions since I did the graphic novel, and it's really powerful to be in such a large area with so much creativity and so much ambition, so much drive. In a situation like that with all these other creative people and all their businesses, it makes you want to continue to press on into your creativity. And at these conventions, there's so many styles of not just comic books. I mean, you've got comic books of people doing anything from sci-fi to superheroes to vampires, which is the new craze now, and zombies or whatever.